in January the 22nd, I guess the Lord had me in the right place, the right time, with the right commitment. I was president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And then we had agreed that, and I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed, after they signed their names to a petition, that we were going to march as a teacher group. And so on January 22nd, we met at Clark Elementary School here, which was the school where I attended the first grade through the sixth grade. We met upstairs, and we marched up a file. My partner was my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade science teacher. His name was Mr. A.J. Durgan. He was the incoming president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And we led that march, teachers, for the first time in the United States, coming down the steps of Clark Elementary School, down Lawn Street, down to Alabama Avenue, down to the courthouse. Teachers, for the first time. Getting down to the county courthouse, that was standing next to the steps, the superintendent of education, the chairman of the board of education, to persuade me, because I was a teacher, to take the teachers back to the school because we had made a point, and that no longer should we try to pursue that right from that particular point. And I told them we had a right to be at the county courthouse. It was our courthouse. We were not backing down from our right to be there. And I asked the superintendent and the chairman of the board, who signed my check, to step aside. We went up those steps. Jim Clark had his deputies across the door, and he indicated that we were trying to make a mockery out of his courthouse. And we indicated to him that that was our courthouse also. He gave us 1 minute to move off of those steps. At the expiration of that minute, he took the billy club and jabbed us down the steps on the sidewalk. And my partner, Mr. A.J. Durgan, who, as I said, was my teacher, he was not quite used to that stuff like I was. And he asked me on the ground, he said, "What shall we do?" I said, "We are going back." He said, Yeah. And so we went back the second time. We jabbed down the steps after a minute, and he asked me the same question. I gave him the same answer, and he gave me the same response. The third time, when I really was trying to get all the teachers arrested, because teachers were not aware of the tremendous influence. They were the largest black professional group here in Dallas County. And so after going back the third time, he said, "If you don't go up these steps," Jim Clark said, "we're going to arrest you." I said to myself, "Exactly what I want you to do." And so after about 45 seconds, before that minute expired, someone on the inside of the courthouse came and pulled him on the inside of the courthouse door and said, I didn't go in there with him, but I can imagine what they told him. "For goodness sake, don't arrest those teachers."
Yes, sir. Y'all heard it from the man himself, Mr. L.D. Reese. Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. We are here. We are broadcasting live from Selma, Alabama, man. We are here. We just got done speaking to, we was a part of something very special. We spent a good 6 hours with them. It was a very innovative assembly, if you will. They were very intrigued in our story about our grandfather, the unsung hero, the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese. And we told them we got to go home and do the show. So here we are, the Lineage Podcast. We appreciate y'all being with us every Thursday. We're here once again. We had a special guest lined up, but through some busy schedules and some technical difficulties, we're gonna have to push that back to next week because we wanted to be right when she come through. We don't like to bring nobody to our house when it ain't clean.
That's right.
So we gonna bring Mrs. Kim Childs in next week on Thursday, so do not miss the show. Y'all want to miss that entrepreneur. Yeah, she does a lot of things. So y'all see that next week. But welcome to the Lineage Podcast. If you do not have the book, Selma Self-Sacrifice, please get the book. It is on Amazon right now. Book a tour, man.
Yes, sir.
We have one tomorrow. We've been here since yesterday. We've been busy this week.
We had a good time with the round table.
Round
2
table
week
yesterday.
round table.
Yeah.
Got some great things going on with that in the future.
That's right.
Selma's really about to, spark up their tourism.
Right.
And I'm happy to be a part of it, man. I'm glad,
Part of it.
the FD Reese, foundation tour, whatever you want to say, I'm glad we're a part of it. Shoot.
That's right. That's right. That's 100% right. And we was a part of the special some people came in from all over the nation, from New York and things, and had a great conversation, man, and great dialogue. And we told them about Granddad, and they're going to you will see us partnering with a few of them in our upcoming endeavors. But today's show is called The Journey. We're gonna embark on some things. If y'all know, we've probably hit people out personally. We have a special project, Mr. Voting Rights Project, that the foundation is doing. My brother's the CEO, I'm the COO. That we are doing. We have the sponsorship letters corporately and individually that we have on the website. So we'll be talking about that a little bit, and we'll be talking about the current news, the hot topic of LeBron's James statement last night after the game. So we're gonna talk about all that. But y'all already know what we do first. Before we get into all that, First Nurse Kimberly Reese is here with her health segment, as she comes every week. Even though we are in Selma, she is at the house. We still got to handle our business. So First Nurse Kimberly Reese will be here, back here with our health segment. So, did you want to say nothing, bro, before we?
Oh no, I'm waiting on my pretty wife to come on. That's all.
Okay. So First Nurse Kimberly Reese will be here. We'll be right back. 30 seconds. Yeah. I need to move you. You want to get her to shine?
Oh, yeah, you give her the shine, man. Don't worry about it.
How you doing, MJ?
Doing good.
Y'all doing proud of y'all.
Yeah, Kimberly Reese is here. Y'all already know what time it is.
Yes.
So I'm
all right. So I guess I'll start. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hold on, let's see. Think she done went out.
You hear me, MJ?
Oh, you back. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with. I have bad connection sometimes. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Go ahead.
So we're officially in the holiday season. So you guys are gathering, seeing friends and family. Just be mindful. Remember to be thoughtful for everyone. If you're not feeling well, stay home, put on your mask, wash your hands diligently. A few weeks ago, I did talk about the flu season. We are in flu season. So I do feel the need to go ahead and talk about COVID. As you guys know, COVID came and shook our world upside down December 19th. It's also known as the coronavirus 2019. It's a disease caused by SARS and CoV-2. It was discovered again in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. So that's where, according to the research, they're saying that it started in Wuhan, China. As you see, that's a picture of Wuhan, China. COVID is the most often, it most often causes respiratory system symptoms that feel much like a cold, flu, or pneumonia. According to recent statistics, going into Thanksgiving weekend, conditions were fairly stable. As you see on the chart right here, the graph chart, cases have risen moderately in the past 2 weeks to around 42,000 per day nationwide, while hospitalizations and death has been roughly flat. But remember, COVID is still out here, so you guys just be mindful, okay? Now I'm going to talk about the long-term symptoms of COVID. Although new cases are trending down worldwide, the effects of COVID is long-term. A recent study in JAMA Network often found that 30% of people who had COVID still have symptoms 9 months later. This is commonly referred to as long COVID. As you see here, the symptoms, they affect the lungs, the heart, and the neural system, the brain, and the way people move. Dr. Gerald Greenberg has also mentioned that CT scans are showing lung scarring. So as you see, this is just a representation of the lungs being scarred. You see the redness that represents the inflammation of the lungs. He's mentioned also that a cognitive neurologist named Zoe mentioned that patients who had COVID struggle with remembering things, thinking, and also they're having trouble with concentration and attention, having focusing. She also mentions that they describe having trouble with the speed of thinking. This is called brain fog. So a lot of people are having brain fog COVID. I think I have that sometimes. I have to often think about what I'm trying to say and slow down and just try to remind what I'm actually trying to say and figure out what I'm trying to say. Because of course I've had COVID in the past as well, and I can see some difference a little bit. So it is normal, but they said that over time you will get better with it. Also with the heart, a study in JACC cardiovascular imaging found that more than 50% of patients who recovered from COVID showed lasting inflammation and damage in the heart tissue. So this heart represents inflammation, and as you see, it's a sick heart. A lot of symptoms can include chest pain. A lot of people are having fatigue. They also mentioned sweating, shortness of breath, and irregular heartbeat. Also, COVID has, some people have had joint pains and just stiffness of joints. That could be a long-lasting effect. As you see, this represents just being achy from the inflammation of COVID. So now that we know the long-term effects of COVID, some cardiologists, what do we do about it? Some cardiologists stated that maybe we can continue to work out and eat right. That'll shorten the effects and hopefully clear it up. If the effects don't get better, they recommend that you go ahead and go talk to your healthcare provider and discuss the long-term symptoms. And hopefully you and your healthcare provider can come up with an individualized plan for you in particular. The virus impacts survivors physically, but also psychologically. It's critical to treat the whole person. Dr. Harrington mentioned after COVID 2019, it's important to seek treatment for all changes in your body and mind. And that's all I have for you.
All right. First Nurse Kimberly Reese, appreciate it once again for giving us that health segment. Y'all listen to it. Yeah, COVID is still out here, so we can't sleep on it. We still got to take it serious. So y'all take heed to all the advice. We appreciate you, First Nurse Kimberly Reese.
Right.
We will be back. Y'all don't go nowhere. We will be back. We will talk about the journey. Me and brother gonna have a little discussion about our journey and whatever. So y'all do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed that we were going to march.
Nice. serving notice on our nation. It's Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese.
We march. We march. We march.
He said, what shall we do? I said, we are going back. He said, yeah.
Welcome back to the Lineage Podcast. We appreciate First Nurse Kimberly Reese giving us that health segment like she always do every week. She come with it with the information, and she give us the right advice for us to take our health serious. Like I said, we had a special guest lined up, but we had to push it back to next week. We want to make sure everything is right. We don't want to bring a guest in, and we're not, 100% on it.
I thought about some. I don't think First Nurse Kimberly mentioned one of the side effects of when the long term side effects of having COVID is sweats.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had COVID in 2020. Yeah. And I had a year and some of sweats every morning.
Right.
So that's another long term effect of COVID-19.
Right. And in the comments, if you had COVID and if you want to say something, the long term effects you have, we appreciate Penny Anderson coming in. You can just put in the comments, let us know, man. We'll out there. We just gotta keep having the conversation to help each other out,
That's right.
Wanted to talk about what today's called the journey. We can hit on a couple of things. And I want to kind of touch on it because I know a lot of people can relate. If you are doing something, me and my brother is doing something that's for lack of better words, monumental. And when you have a legacy in your hand, the journey is needed. Sometimes the journey can be discouraging. You have moments of discouraging moments. You have moments, great moments where you feel like you are achieving things. And the journey is what it is. So we want to kind of hit on that. And in the comments, if there's a certain thing that you're doing with a journey, that you're doing in your life, even if it's just life, please comment, touch bases with us. Let's have a conversation about the journey of life, pretty much. Me and bro, we kind of touch on where we just came from. It's a group of about 30 people.
Yeah, about 35
people that came from, was it New York, right? Jersey?
They came from New York.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, they had this is probably one of the best conversations about talking about a topic that is profound and a hot topic today. You had individuals from the Black community and you had individuals from the Jewish community having hard conversations.
Right.
About where their place was during the civil rights movement and how they feel about what the Jews are doing or, what's going on post civil rights movement.
Right.
And man, I must say, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being a part of it.
Right.
I enjoyed being a part of the conversation, man, because there's a conversation that is needed. And I really appreciate they having us sit in on that conversation.
Right.
To have Jews and people from the Black community.
Right.
Blacks having some hard, real conversation and questions.
Yeah, and they
were being honest, man.
Right. Focusing on civil rights and how it went. They were having the conversation about civil rights and the representation of the Jewish community in the civil rights movement. They were having conversations about that in different dialogue, and then after we after we took a break, then we formally took the floor, for lack of a better
Right.
word. And
Mm-hmm.
they asked us about Granddad, and they had questions
Questions.
and
And all of them were behooved about the legacy of FD. And
right.
we had all eyes and ears.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say this, the conversation about about the Jews' place in the community and how they were aligned themselves with the Black community during the civil rights movement, and somewhat got away from that as time went on. Man, it was lovely how those people received that and they wanted to change that.
Right.
You get, man, I was like, okay, all right, this is a
Because you
conversation.
see, they were
right?
saying they would, with the civil rights movement, they would, with us, and then, like my man said, I forgot his name. He was like, well, when
it was
mass
Tam-
incarceration came and things of that nature, it wasn't like that.
and growing in the professional world.
Right.
Like, as they elevated, Black people didn't see that same elevation.
Exactly.
And man, let me tell you, boy, that just was good, man. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what I like. And see, that conversation right there starts. And like I explained to them, this is how the Voting Rights Act and the voting rights movement began. It started with a conversation and having hard conversation, even if you agree or disagree. But what this does, this gets the ball rolling. Okay, now we see where we went wrong. We understand your side. Now, what can everyone do right here to help and to move forward?
Right.
To bring about sustainable change. Man, you got to love that.
You got
to. And just to be a part of it and choose my brother and I to sit in on this. This was the first time this happened. To sit in on this and respect my grandfather's legacy and looking at him and saying, hey, man, we want these Reese brothers a part of this conversation. Man, that's just, man, that's great. You know, that's great.
Exactly. And it's part of the journey, and and like I told one of the ladies, I say it's necessary, it's needed. It's a step in the right direction. A lot of people can sit back and complain about, because let's just be honest, elephant in the room, when Kanye got up there, what he said, then it kind of it brought about different feelings and different perspectives, and it kind of shook both sides a little bit when you start comparing Jews and Blacks. But like you said, when we took the floor, you said this is how the voting rights movement became, from these conversations. And so that's what we had to have, and I applaud them for taking the step in the right direction, because y'all got to understand, Blacks and Jews in the same room, having those hard conversations. So
to be willing to continue it.
Right.
Think about change, man. That's just lovely. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. You know, that right on my alley to be.
Right.
You know, be a part of this.
Right. I know people have different journeys, but before we get into the hot topic for the day, it kind of coincides with this. LeBron James addressed the press, the media last night, and he was I 100% agree with him. We'll show it after we. I'll just ask you, bro, after we talk about the journey a little bit. We'll show it in about 10 minutes. But what is today? I had a when Granddaddy on the song I got called Purpose, when Granddaddy, when he's describing the Selma to Montgomery March, and he said every time he describes that march, he always say it was a great day. He had a feeling of what he said, triumph and victory.
That's right.
In our journey, we have had those moments. Today was a little bit of that. Not so much triumphant and victory, but a little bit of, okay, people see the vision and they are willing to help us out.
Oh yeah,
in any way they can with the vision.
That's right.
But it hasn't always been that way.
That's right. That's right.
But I think it's necessary in the journey. The no's are necessary. What do you what's your perspective on the no's in the journey, and then how it shapes your thought process, and then to hear a few yeses tonight? How do you feel
Well,
about that?
I look at no's are necessary. No's are necessary to test and see if this is what you really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things that are given, you don't value it as things that is earned.
Correct.
So I think the no's, we've most definitely had no's, or not just where I take it as no's when people don't pay attention or people just write you off. That's
Mhm.
basically a no too. And for you to keep working, because what happens if you keep working, the people that needs to be in your life to make things shake and move, they're gonna come. You keep
Mhm.
working, you're gonna find them, or you'll find each other. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in yourself and believe in the vision and believe in the cause and what you are doing, and you keep working, you know, then you learn that no's are not no's. No's, even though I say no's, but they're lessons.
Right.
Okay. You know, even when you feel like you've done something and it hasn't worked out like you wanted to work out, those are
Mhm.
lessons. I have not failed. And so those doors that close are necessary. You know,
Mhm.
and at the end of the day, that door that closed on you, it's you better be glad it closed on you, because when you thought it was a good move, it might lead to destruction. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And some people just don't want to stay in it for the long haul. You know, people just want the microwave success. You know, I
Mhm.
like the oven success, man. I like to be slow cooked because it's
Right.
sustainable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Charlene Reese said we should use our nose as motivation.
that's right.
That's right.
No, it's motivation, man. And
Francis Reese, amen.
and and that's what we get. We've our journey, and now we're coming into a season that people are recognizing what we've been saying, because we've been standing on what we've been saying, and
Right.
no one can come and dispute what we've been saying. And we
Facts.
continue to move forward. So after a while, the right people will come in your life, man. So you got to keep pushing. You got to endure the no's, endure it. You know.
And you know the looks we was getting tonight, like, wait a minute, how haven't we heard about your grandfather
Yeah. And I
all
tell
this
them the
time?
truth.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why people like you, and they wanna work with you, because first you stand on truth and you don't
Mm-hmm.
mind saying the truth. You know, even when they ask me about, for instance, like John Lewis and what I said, I stood on the truth, but I can back it up because you see it in history. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's almost like, well, he's right, even
Right.
though they might say, "Oh, that's John," but no, it's the truth. Our activists, and like I said tonight, our activists became celebrity activists as people started learning about the voting rights movement out of Selma. And Selma did
Mm-hmm.
not benefit from it monetarily like they should have, because those individuals who benefited from it individually didn't stay in
Mm-hmm.
Selma. And that's
Right.
just the truth. You know, so
Exactly.
I stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey,
Exactly. And it's part of the journey, is necessary, and you got to, stand on the truth. And it's crazy to hear when we were telling them little things about granddad. They're like, well, we didn't see him outside of a suit but a few times in our life, and things of that nature. Those are just icings on the cake,
hmm
to the bigger story. It kind of
that's right.
shapes the whole picture of what kind of man
hmm
that he was and what
And
he
they wanted to know the small things, you know, what the granddaddy liked. And
right,
like when we told them that he loved the Messiah, they was
right.
like, wow,
Wow. The Handel's
like
Messiah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
handles Messiah.
yeah.
Like wow, that's
Mhm.
interesting. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? How it
right.
was growing when we tell them how how strong their faith was. Like
Mhm.
look, they wasn't scared.
They weren't scared.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and then we tell the truth. What did they have weapons? Yeah, my granddad
Yeah.
had 3 guns.
Yeah,
I
granddad
said,
he was
because
paying.
yeah, because I said nonviolence stopped at the house. He can be nonviolent all he want to, but when you come to 1566, you
Yeah.
know, Marie Foster,
Yeah.
nonviolence out the door. So you best believe he believed in bearing arms and protecting his family.
Exactly.
You know, when people hear that, it's like, wow, this is a civil rights icon who believed in nonviolence. But if you came to his house, hey, all that nonviolent stuff ended because
Right.
he's gonna take care of his family.
Exactly. It's part of the journey, and the journey moves on. Granddaddy had his journey, and we have kind of partake a piece of his, and are creating our own journey along the way. And when I tell you, the people was very wild, for lack of better words. We were trying to take pictures, and they were trying to get our information at the same time. And like I said, I feel honored to be a part of it.
That's right.
I feel honored to say that I am the direct lineage of a man that shaped the nation.
That's right.
So I don't take it lightly. We don't take it lightly. And yeah, it's unbelievable. What else was I meant to say something that was in the conversation today? Well, the round table we did yesterday was great.
Yeah, it was.
It was great. So we're trying to tack on more touring in Selma. And one thing, I wanted to say this. One thing you did mention that a lot of people notice, but see, people don't say it. But we don't have a problem saying it. The shape that Selma is in currently. Kind of touch on that before we go to the.
I talk about it now. I talk about, look at Selma, and I tell them, you know, even the group today, I said, just like the group today, I said we tend to stop at the bridge, but Selma is more than the bridge, and that's why during our tours, we make sure we take you around Selma. I want your car to fill them potholes.
Right.
I want you to see these abandoned buildings, because what has happened, even the movement has forgotten about, the nation has forgotten about Selma. Even I even go as far as saying the black leaders who was a part of the movement forgot about Selma.
Right.
You know, now we as the next generation, we got to come in and retell the story, the true story, but also we got to use the story to help build the infrastructure.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Back up.
Correct.
Because so many people have taken away from Selma and not put back in.
Facts.
You know, and I'm most of the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that I want them to know today. You know, because bro, I tell the good and the bad.
Right.
I talk about the embezzlement. I tell the truth. I talk about how Dr. King was silent, Abernathy was silent, all them was silent to Gerald Chestnut. And I said Gerald Chestnut is one of the greatest attorneys outside Thurgood Marshall until he said he was going to subpoena the SCLC corporately and individually. Is when the SCLC started talking and going to FD's back. I'm going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. And then what happens is people really appreciate that, because I'm not giving you a commercial story. I'm not giving you a feel-good story. I'm giving you the unapologetic truth about the movement.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna go to the hot topic today. Current event, current news. I guess I'll show it right quick. Hold on a second.
I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that. Hold on. And I don't want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk, and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that he's been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago, we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seems like it's just been buried under like, oh, that happened, okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. That's hold on 1 second.
I said LeBron James. I'm proud of him. He was 100% right. That's just what it was. And he told the truth. Jerry Jones, that it floated around 3 days. CNN, Fox News, all the other news outlets did not really put any type of effort behind that. Then you have Stephen A. Smith, who say he wrong. We shouldn't do none of Jerry and all that. Just ridiculous. Our own people, but was so vocal about what Kyrie said or what he shared. That was just crazy.
Yeah,
So-
Stephen A. said today that he agreed with LeBron James. LeBron James is 1,000% right. He just don't agree with us, with people indicting Jerry Jones for a photo when he was 14 years old. He said, but everything else is questionable. He said he didn't kneel with the Colin Kaepernick until they came out and Trump called the players son of bees. He said he didn't come out overwhelmingly with George Floyd, and he didn't do this. So, but Jay Williams said, but push back to Stephen A. But that's part of it. So he should still be receiving it because it's part of, quote unquote, the journey.
MJ, I say this. Does Stephen A. Smith life, not Stephen A. Smith, does Jerry Jones' life from that photo at 15, 14 years old, his life of not elevating black people, yeah, he got black players because he know that's going to entertain people. But I'm talking about he ain't had no black coach. He never had a black GM. He didn't kneel with Kaepernick now. Everything about his life still lines up to the person that he was at 14 years old.
Right.
He's still that same person. I see if his life represented something that was different. It doesn't.
It does.
So why can't we look? If I was MJ, if I was out there at 14 years old, selling drugs, going in people's cars, and doing the same, and being a habitual robber or whatever. If I was still that same person at 37, they would say Alan Reese's life still represents the person at 14. He's still the same person. His mind. So why we can't say that about Jerry Jones?
100%.
He is still the same person.
100%.
So everything that everyone has been saying about him, he should get it. And the news need to come out and show that he is a racist.
That's facts.
He dealt with black. Look, slave owners dealt with black people. Y'all remember when the slave owners used to have black folks fighting? The strongest black slave be out there fighting each other. Used to go to different plantations. Then you bring your biggest buck, and the other slave owner bring their biggest buck, and they fight. Look at the movie The Django. That's the truth. He dealt with black people then, right? So why is it anything different from Jerry Jones?
I'm gonna bring
them
the
bucks out there playing Dallas team.
Yeah, this the photo, y'all. This is Jerry Jones here. Now this is when they were, if I'm not mistaken, this was in Arkansas, right?
Arkansas, yeah, you know you're from Arkansas.
Right, when they tried to desegregate
school.
Integrate the schools. Right here, you see the two black hair. That's the black students trying to get inside the school, and you see the camera people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see Mr. Jerry Jones right with this stripe.
Yeah,
With the
he ain't in
shirt.
class.
Right.
He ain't walking down the hall.
Right.
He ain't turning around saying, y'all don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Same way he doing now. He ain't kneeling with Kaepernick.
Right.
He ain't hiring black GMs and this and that. He only used black folks for players to benefit him.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me this.
Because remember,
What black
he had.
got?
Go ahead. Huh?
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Because remember, he had the meeting. He had the meeting with the players
Mm-hmm.
and told the players that if they kneel, it's going to
That's
affect
right.
the bottom line, and if it affect the
Mhm.
bottom line, it's going to affect their job.
That's right.
He had a meeting. The only out of all the 32 teams, he's the only one that
The
had
only-
a meeting.
That's
And
right.
told them players that.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Crazy. Crazy.
Jerry Jones is who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk.
And then he
You
hasn't
know?
come out and denounced none like Jay Williams said today. He said, okay, he had, because they asked Jerry Jones about this.
Mhm.
He didn't denounce it. He didn't say racism is bad. You know, he didn't say nothing. He kind of led it to the point like he was just being a spectator. He was curious.
No.
But he had front row seats though.
Yeah, front row seats, man.
Right.
That's who Jerry Jones is, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who he is. And there's a lot of NFL owners like that. You know what I'm saying? It's quite a few. They wouldn't even let a black person become owner of the team.
Facts. And
Come on, man.
so the larger part is that kind of address it, because we got 14 minutes. Kind of address what LeBron is saying. Why is it, and you know, a part of that particular part of media, why is it that when Kyrie posted something with no caption,
24/7.
he 24/7 round the clock, that story was on the news, on the ticker, on the tabloid, on everywhere. And he had to do all of this, sensitive training and all this and all of that, right? But when the photo circulated of Jerry Jones,
Mm-hmm.
it was not brought up in any other questions.
Yep.
Why is that?
That's how they do us. Think about it. Difference between the Kyrie situation and Jerry Jones situation with the media attention. You remember when former President Trump was president and the coronavirus was at its peak? Boy, CNN, Fox News, their ratings was through the roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof. Everybody couldn't wait to see what President Donald Trump was finna say on the news. That's Kyrie.
Right.
It was Joe Biden won after former President Donald Trump left office, and probably about June, July. Remember, Fox News and CNN ratings had tumbled.
Right.
Because it was no fun. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's Jerry Jones. Kyrie, President Trump in office, coronavirus at its peak. Jerry Jones, Joe Biden in office, the first year, July, August. That's just what it is, bro.
Right.
It's a shame.
It's crazy. So how do we, what do we say to change that?
Well, first of all, black folks need to have their own media outlets. See, we don't control the media, Jay.
Facts.
We don't have, see, this is what, even though he be getting on my nerves sometimes, what's his name? Alan, he owned the Weather Channel. Alan, he just had a ceremony, Fantasia, and them just sung at it.
Oh, Byron, it ain't Byron Allen. It's
But
I can't
you
remember.
know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
He has sued because black people does not have the ability to have their own their own media outlet or cable television, because they wasn't a part of that when Comcast and AT&T was connecting the networks across the nation.
Right.
So he sued the federal government so many times behind that with racial discrimination. So you when you talk about black people don't control the outlet of the visuals, if black people would control some of the outlets of the visuals on mainstream TV, you best believe Jerry Jones would be on cycle 24/7.
Correct.
But we don't.
True.
See, and people
That's true.
and see racism and white supremacy cannot see that little piece right there. Because we don't own the visuals and the networks, we can't put out how we feel.
Right.
But CNN now, they gonna take Jared Jones now, they're gonna have their back. Yeah, they got to run a little bit because you don't want to show your hand too much. But they
Right.
didn't give it the same spin as they gave Kyrie. Because no, we can't let Jerry, we can't do
Right.
that.
Right.
That got
Right.
to change, man. You got to,
Gotta
we have
change.
to press these people to see themselves, man. And
Mhm.
start supporting, start turning your TV off on CNN and Fox and all them, so their ratings can go down until they listen to us and say, look, we're tired of this.
Fact.
You're going to be equal on the news that you project to the people when they're wrong.
Facts.
Simple
That's
as that.
real. That's real. Yeah, I like
True.
your take on that. We got 10 more minutes. Look, we're gonna talk about the Mr. Voting Rights Project. We have to do this.
Got to.
We have to do this. So I'll bring it up, Mr. Voting Rights Project. Matter of fact, I got to find the website. Let me share my screen. Just to show y'all a little bit what we're doing. Go to the fdreesfoundation.org. Yes, come. You can book a tour. If you haven't booked the tour, please book the tour. That's the first slide that comes up. Historical tour now available. Book the tour. You will not be pointed about this tour. That's number one. But we're gonna exit out that. We'll talk about that a little later. You'll see our mission and everything. Now you'll see the trailer. I will play that, but we ain't gonna play that right now. Now we're gonna go here and talk about our sponsors. For corporate sponsors, here's the letter. You can read the Federal Reach Fund. Welcome to the organization. It's a whole letter kind of about Granddaddy, what we're doing and everything. Now down here, you can, if you want a PDF of the sponsorship letter, so you can send it out. There you go. But these are the different corporate sponsorship levels. We have bronze here. For the bronze, it's $500, and your company logo will be placed on the banner outside the historical site and website for 1 month. Monthly, bi-weekly advertising on the Lineage Podcast. So on here, we will advertise your business. Silver, same thing, except you'll get advertising for 2 months. You'll get an FD Reese pen and one autograph book, and you'll get a tour ticket guided by us for the tour. And the logo will be for 2 months. Here's the gold package. Same thing, except everything will be 3 months. 3 months of advertisement, 3 pens, 3 books, 3 tickets. Platinum, here you go, 6 months. You get 5 free tickets, 5 autograph books, 5 pens, monthly by week for 6 months, and you will get 1 night stay at our Airbnb. And the diamond is the ultimate experience. Self-explanatory. You get it for 12 months throughout the year, 3 night stay, 12 tickets. You get 12 books, 12 pens, and you'll get weekly advertising for 12 months, and you'll get 2 free live interviews for your company representative. And one more thing is the individual one. These are for everyday people. You want to give to the cause. I'll tell you about the cause when we're done. I'll show you. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, please, everyone, read what we're doing with this and why we decided to take this route.
Right. And I'll show you this is a different level packages: $50 a month, $35 a month, $25 a month, $10 a month, and as low as $5 a month. We were creating this with our team. We said, well, I know a lot of people want to donate to us, but hey, we all got things we got to do. We got to take care of our families. So what can we do where it's not going to hit them over the head and they'll still get perks? And so that's what we came up with. So feel free to go to fdreesfound.org and please donate to the cause. Now the cause that you'll donate to goes to a plethora of things. I mean, we will, like my brother said, we will show progress on the website. When the donations come in, it's going to help finish the documentary. It is also going to preserving the house. My brother got a vision of memorializing the Reverend Dr. F.D. Reese body out here at the home. It is going towards that. It is going towards us going around to different school systems. It is going to purchasing books to give out. It is going to. I'll let bro go down the list of different things that it's going to. But y'all see what we doing.
Yeah.
And it's people that has reached out to us previously. Hey, how can I help? So that's one of the reasons we came out with the individual sponsorship package, because we know still have to run your lives, but $5 a month is very doable to commit to the cause, man. And you know,
yeah. And the foundation is 501c3,
right?
So you will get a contribution letter from the foundation to go on your taxes for you to get a credit on your taxes for donating to the Frederick D. Reese Foundation. Look, we got our business in order. So we want to make sure that this ain't we just ain't shucking and jiving. We have things in order by way of the government, and everything that needs to be right. It's right with the foundation. We need you hear us talking. We need donations to keep this project going, man. Look, we're going to see it through regardless, but if you want to be a part of something great and saying you was a part of something great, donate to the Frederick D. Reese Foundation, to this project, and tell any corporation, any entrepreneurs, hey man, be a part of this project. They got corporate sponsorship and they got individuals. This is something that you don't want to miss, especially the people who've been with us from the beginning. Y'all know the grind. Y'all see it. It's gonna go to the next level. God is really blessing us for different doors to open for us. And so, man, come be a part of something great. So when you see that movie with FD Reese on it, you'll say, man, I was with them boys from the beginning. Them young men. I saw the vision. They wrote the vision down and made it plain, and I seen that thing come to pass. So it's that'll be very important. I think you'll get some self-gratitude, and it's like I said, we got coupons available for a History on the Pair. The people who decide to donate to the foundation, man, it's some perks that come with it that you can wear on yourself, or you can take it home and wear it and have it on and just say, I really appreciate these Reese brothers, man. They really doing something great with their grandfather's legacy, man. So
that's right. And if you give me part of it, you say, I gave my $5 a month, and there it is. We're gonna acknowledge it, like we appreciate it. No, it's nothing is too small.
Nothing.
We appreciate the small donations, as we appreciate the bigger ones, because we know it's from the heart. Anybody that can give you some of their income, man, is from the heart. So this is what we have to do. Me and bro, we kind of the type of people, we don't like to really ask nobody for nothing, but we talking about the journey. And fortunately, this is part of the journey when you have a 501c3 and you are doing something to this magnitude. And like bro said, we gonna see it through. And today was a great example of that.
Oh yeah.
That we're going on into the right direction, and people are like, wow, y'all been hiding. Like, where's all this? They was looking at my jacket and like, y'all got, like, you got your granddad on the clothes, and you got the book and the documentary, and so we're saying all of this is going towards that.
Yeah, preserving artifacts, getting grants.
Grants, right.
It's just so much. The vision is big.
Right. And they were telling us that today, like, do y'all sleep? And so we are honored to be a part of this, to be honest, man. And this is documented, and when we're dead and gone, man, it's still gonna be here, and Granddaddy's legacy will never die, and we're just honored to be a part of it. And so we have to do everything that in our power and in our might to push it forward and get his story out there, not just because it's our grandfather, but everyone. And it was evident today, everyone that hears his story, and we didn't tell him the full story.
Sure didn't.
Just the trinkets, the trinkets, they were like, wow. Like, what a man. And then they said, and we can see one lady came up to me and said, you know, I'm not that spiritual, but she said, I know your grandfather will be proud of y'all because I can see his, I don't know the right word she said, but it was basically she can see him through us
Mm-hmm.
by how we were talking and the passion we have for it. And so
Stand on that
we stand on that truth, man.
truth.
So we appreciate it all, and shout out to our grandmother,
That's right.
Miss Eileen C. Reese,
Mm-hmm.
who watches us every week. We don't take that lightly. We spoke of her today,
We sure did.
right? To be a woman of that character,
Mm-hmm.
and to have to stand beside a man like that and still walking her own.
That's right. And bro, it's the thing is, I love talking about grandmama because they asked the question. They said, "How did he get through all that?"
Right.
One thing about you know me, I always say you can't be about the black agenda without being about the black family. I said my answer was his wife.
His wife, man.
If it weren't for his wife,
right,
she kept him sane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the Most High God did, but I'm talking about in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
When Selma turned their back on him, and Dr. King then turned their back on him,
right,
he at the house. Who he looking at? His family.
Right.
Well, it's his wife. So I'm letting you know that at the end of the day, without the black family, without that man, that husband and wife, this is why this was even able to happen.
Right.
Because he needed a partner, a helpmate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my answer. And she was
That's
like,
right.
why? She was like, why? I said, his wife.
And let it be known, grandma was a teacher, man.
That's right.
Like she was walking in her profession.
Mm-hmm.
And she, for lack of better words, put that aside for the greater good.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, a lot of the times the women don't get the praise, the women don't get the credit, the one that's behind the scenes and standing with their man. And so yeah, we salute Miss Eileen C. Reese and all the other women that was attached to a man, and they had to put their own personal endeavors aside for the greater good.
That's right.
Sometimes they get overlooked in you know, in passing. So yeah, man, it was a great day, busy day, but great
Mm-hmm.
to say the least. And we still got stuff going on tomorrow. So we appreciate y'all joining us. If there are any questions, I know somebody hit me up and said y'all should have a question segment. If there are any questions, of course, just put it in the chat. We'll answer. I think we answered a lot of questions today, man.
Yeah.
When it comes to Granddad, we answered a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. We left them full. They were full.
Yeah,
they were
writing
full.
it down.
They were full.
Yeah. And so yeah, shout out to, I see Mama in here. Shout out to Mama. Both our wives in here. Shout out to Charlene,
right.
Kim in here. Penny, how you doing? Our team. We can't do it without them either. We can't take all the credit. Shout out to Auntie Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Coming through in the clutch.
We got something else for you too, so get ready, Auntie Chris, when we come home.
Yeah, we got some more work to do, Auntie Chris. We'll talk to you about that. But shout out to Grandma, Auntie Crystal, Mama, Daddy, President Shalonda. Shout out to Charlene. Shout out to Amanda volunteering. Shout out to Kim.
Mm-hmm.
We just yeah, we can't do it without y'all. We got some more people on the team. I don't want to name her, but she gonna be running this History on the Pair. I don't know if she want me to name her just yet. But shout out to her. And yeah, we can't do it without y'all. So it's still some people in here. I don't want to. If y'all got anything, we're gonna give you another minute for questions. Mama said the clothes are awesome. We appreciate that, Mama. Yeah. So what else I was about to say, man? Yeah, y'all go to the website, go to the website, and if y'all know any schools, because we know January and February is around the corner, and usually our calendar be full then. But please jump on it first. If y'all know any schools that you will be valuable to, We can come and share a side of history that a lot of students catch them at that ground root where they're not learning nothing but Martin Luther King, and now they sprinkle in John Lewis when February come, and they may sprinkle in, the Frederick Douglass, and have them do projects. We got to come up with some of the project, FD Reese project too, man. We're gonna think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I see everybody's cool. No questions. So we're gonna go and get out of here. We appreciate y'all being with us. We appreciate y'all the continual support, the consistent support.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate everybody that's going. Don't make me. I hit a couple people up. I said, look, don't make me put my grandma on you now. If I got to get grandma involved for $5 a month,
Go there. You gonna go there. You gonna get grandma involved.
So when grandma talk to you, you might get 20 a month. So go ahead and get grandfathered in now.
You say grandma.
Yeah, because we don't take it lightly, because grandma tells us continuously how proud she is of us. So it keeps us going. Our mother, our father, they listen to us when it comes to this. So this is a big task, and we're in a position to do it. So we got to do it right, and we're not gonna stop. So if we got to bug you, I'm telling you, me personally, if I got to come to you and bug you, you need to get it. I ain't asking you. This is what you need to do. So let's get it done, man. But we'll go ahead and get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening with your family. And we'll see y'all next week. Oh, we forgot to mention this, bro. Tuesdays we'll be on a Zoom call to talk more in depth about the Mr. Voting Rights Project. We will be sending out the Zoom link. Did we say Tuesday? It was gonna be
the second and fourth Tuesday every month.
Second and fourth Tuesday. So it's not gonna be this Tuesday coming up, but the Tuesday after that, we'll be on a Zoom call.
I think it's like the 13th.
Yeah, 13. I'm gonna send y'all the link. Get everybody on this Zoom call to hear about the Mr. Voting Rights Project.
You can have questions. Have your questions ready.
The questions ready.
You answer them all.
Right. So every second and fourth Tuesday, we'll be starting doing a Zoom call and talking more in depth about the Mr. Voting Rights Project. So we appreciate y'all if y'all can get people on there and get the book a tour. We got a lot of business, so I got to get everything out. But other than that, man, y'all have a nice night and have a nice rest of the week, and we will see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.